right, guys, it's Thursday, January 9th. I bought this truck on January 2nd, and 2 days later, I ended up having a no-start condition, had to take it into the dealership. They had it from like Saturday because they were closed until Tuesday, and all it ended up being was the batteries needed replaced. The auxiliary battery for stop-start killed the big battery, right? So, okay, that got fixed, no big deal. Now here we are, just a few more days later. We just hit over 200 miles, that's it, 200 miles. And now I'm getting a light on the dash saying that the blind spot monitoring system is not working and needs servicing. So great. So hopefully we'll see. I mean, I'm gonna get home. I just got done dropping my daughter off at school. So we'll shut this thing off. We'll start it back up. Maybe the light will go away. Maybe it's just something with software glitch, right? Fingers crossed. All right, so I'm just getting home and I got a message, an email from my truck basically saying, hey, you need to get service. This blind spot monitoring is actually broken. I was thinking at first that maybe just sometimes if the taillights get snow or ice on them, they can't actually do the sensing and it'll cause an issue like that. So yeah, apparently not though. Apparently it is actually broken and requires another trip to the dealership. Now the funny thing is we actually dropped yesterday my wife's 22 Wrangler 4xe off at the dealership because she had a check engine light on, which I guess was just a battery heater. So they're going to put a new battery heater in it. And it was also having a problem where the fuel door wouldn't open. Like when you hit the button inside to pop the fuel door open, it wouldn't open. So there is a manual kind of override, a manual pull, which we've been using for the last few weeks. But the problem is that it's like a sealed fuel system. And so what I think is happening is when that button doesn't actually open it, it's not opening the fuel system. So when you go to pump gas, even though you can get the door open, it literally like you do it, it just clicks. Like you get maybe a half second of filling, clicks. So it took like 3 or 4 or 5 minutes, out there in the cold just to get like a half tank of gas, like 6 gallons, right? Something like that. So it's been a pain in the ass. And so after we got the Ram back, once we got it back Wednesday, I went and dropped off the the Wrangler. And so now we've got to take the Ram back whenever we get our Wrangler back. And so I have done a restart again on this truck, and I drove it we probably got 20 more miles on it since it gave the blind spot monitoring warning. And now when I look through the messages, there's no longer stored any issues with that blind spot monitor. So it seems to have gone away, at least for now. So I'm not going to worry about it. Probably just some weird software glitch, or maybe I did just have something on the back of that taillight. It did say wipe taillight. Now something cool I found with this truck that I haven't seen on any of the older trucks I've had is you can select different profiles for when you get into the vehicle. You could select, this is my profile with my little icon here, this red one, and I'm creating one right now for my wife. So they've got a bunch of different stuff, as far as what you want to make your little icon. This is just some colored ones. You can make it the Ram brand, different characters, colors, animals, blah, blah, blah. So a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm going to give her the crab. Oh, and then just hit save. So this will save radio stations. I'm still not sure yet if it'll change like the seating position. I'm hoping it will, because she moves the seat a little bit differently than what I have it. So it'll kind of save as much settings. So I'm going to apply my current settings because I already have my radio stuff already programmed. Otherwise, if you don't do that, you'll start out with like 0 radio stations programmed, so you have like 15 to put in. So I know she likes pretty much all the same music I like, so we're gonna go with that. And so what I'm hoping, I don't have a second key fob right now. I'm still waiting for the dealership to get me a second key fob made, but once I do, I'm hoping like maybe it'll be, we can set it where it's like by the key fob. When she uses her fob, it'll know her profile, and then when I use my fob, it'll know my profile. Otherwise, when you come up here into the car, you can just click this button and then select which profile you want. So right now it's on hers. So that's kind of a cool feature. Oh yeah, and then look, you can change all of her stuff, because you can change, like right now I have mine in dark mode, so you can see this kind of dark color. You can also have it in white, so this whole thing's white. I didn't like that. It was like just way too much white, kind of weird and distracting. So this is much better, kind of blends in. So there's a lot of different configurability for these Rams, which is really, really cool. I've never had that on any of the older, Rams I've had, so I'm digging it. Now, the truck is also able to get over-the-air updates. So when you come in here to settings and you come down to software updates, you can actually set this up to have access to your home Wi-Fi. Now for me, I was trying to set it up. I'm not getting a Wi-Fi signal, unfortunately. So like P Acres, this is mine or one of mine, both of these. Looks like this is getting better. So I can't get service here, unfortunately, at least right now. So, but if you can, then you can get over-the-air updates. That's kind of cool. That's something brand new. But within this whole vehicle settings, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff where you can come in here, change, you know, for door locks, for example. Do you want to flash the lights? Do you want to sound the horn with the locks? I mean, you can really go through and change all this stuff. For your seats, for your heated seats, or I guess if you had cooled seats on a higher trim, you know, you can change it where the seats come on with every single start, or is it only with remote start, or do you want it off? That's kind of cool. The only thing I don't see with this, which I wish, is when the car starts, I think it just starts automatically with the seats on level 3 on the hottest. So it'd be cool if you could change it to like level 1. So, you know, it starts on 1, because honestly 3, like the highest heat level, is really, really hot. So, I mean, so it's not the end of the world. You just have to turn it down when you get into the truck, but that would be a cool little extra feature. Who knows, maybe something will change in the software down the road. Mirrors and wipers, so you can turn on your auto folding mirrors on and off. I mean, it's really cool. You can really, really change a lot of this stuff to what you want. You know, it's how you want to make it. So it's really, really cool. Lots of different options. Now, the other thing I never got to show you guys was under the hood. There is a lot of room under here. So obviously, being an inline 6-cylinder, it's longer than your 5.7 Hemi. So you've got less room here, right? Pretty tight. But if you think about this airbox being gone, I mean, there's an absolute ton of room over here on this side. So if you do need to service stuff, not too bad. Of course, on this side is where you have the 2 turbochargers. So you've got a lot more crap. You know, there's one of your turbos there. Your other one's over here on this side. The way they've got this done is the exhaust manifold is split in half. So you've got 3 cylinders feeding into this turbo, 3 cylinders feeding into this turbo. So 2 identical twin turbos. So it's pretty cool. I'm really excited to find out if there's going to be some aftermarket intakes available for this. I'm even thinking about making one. Looks like we've just got probably a mass airflow sensor right here, but you could replace this tube. And this would, because this is a big silencer right here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So this is a huge silencer. So this is kind of stopping a lot of your turbo noise, which I would like to actually hear. So if a company can just make a tube to go from here into the intake or into the throttle body, that would probably get us some of that sound we're looking for. Put in a high flow filter or whatever, or some kind of other box. But hopefully that'll be out. I'll be definitely testing that if that's available. The thing that I know has been killing a lot of you guys, there is no engine oil dipstick. So I mentioned it in the last video, but if you want to check the oil on these new trucks, you can't do it except for the gauge that is inside the vehicle. So there's actually an oil capacity gauge. So when you scroll through on the dash here, you can see if it's full, quarter full, half full, the oil, right? So it's kind of cool. That's a brand new gauge I've never seen before. Of course, you always have the normal oil life, you know, if you have 5,000 miles left till your next oil change type thing. That's just a sensor that's kind of checking the oil, and probably also based on time and starts and all that kind of stuff. But they do have a new sensor in there that tells you it's full. It's almost like a gas gauge, right? To tell you how much fuel you've got left. This tells you how much oil, you know, where you're at if it's filled. So pretty cool to be able to just check it. Of course, a lot of people are hit or miss on that, right? Whether they really wish they still had an oil dipstick to be able to actually physically see and smell and maybe taste the oil. I also want to get some racing stripes. So I know they make some different stripes for the hood that kind of come down. I don't want them to go all the way down just because we've got the black grille. I think that might look weird. It's not body color. So they make some stripes that just kind of come like that. Maybe I'll do blue, and then if I have the red seat covers, I don't know, or if I have blue seat covers, maybe we'll do red on the outside. I don't know, we'll see. But those stripes would be kind of cool. And then I would like to see the stripes kind of come down the back, would be kind of cool. I don't know, we'll see. So that's still kind of all up in the air and what we're gonna do just to make this thing look a little bit different, look a little bit cooler. Otherwise, 1 week of ownership, happy with the truck. I'm gonna be going to get the front windows tinted here pretty soon. I've got to get a tonneau cover, and I've got some blue seat covers that are getting sent to me to try out. So we're gonna try those out. I really wanted to get kind of a red set of seat covers, but We'll try the blue ones. We'll see if we like them. If not, we'll swap those out down the road. What else? Oh, I think I'm also going to be doing a 3-inch front leveling and 2-inch rear leveling kit. So I did that before when I had a 2022 Ram, and I'll probably run the same TRX takeoff wheels. So the TRXs will be 18-inch wheels with 35-inch tires, where these are 20-inch wheels with, I think, like a 31-inch tire is basically what these work out to, 31 or 32. So be a lot bigger, beefier looking tire. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of the 20s. I think the tires just look too small. So especially for how big this truck is. So we'll do all that in some future videos as we get going. If there's any questions you guys have or anything else you want me to look at and report on, let me know. So that's going to be it for this 1 week update. 225 miles or so. Not much, but we lost the truck for 3 days. So we didn't get to drive it as much as we would have liked to, but I'll continue to do some updates and let you guys know of any issues. So again, you know, kind of to recap, we did have a battery issue, right, that ended up taking out both batteries. Got that fixed, no problem. And then today we had this little kind of weird incident with the blind spot monitoring, but it seems like that went away and solved itself. So we're just going to carry on like it never happened, but just pretend we didn't even see that. So like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll catch you guys on the next one.